everyone talks a lot about setting healthy boundaries. And this was something I personally struggled with for many years. I was brought up, and I wonder if you can relate to this, with what's called good girl conditioning. Like, this looks like a belief that it's my job to make everyone around me happy. Other people's needs are much more important than mine. It's really important that everyone likes me. And if they don't, I need to fix that or change myself until they do. So people walked all over me. I was really easy to manipulate. And I had some pretty unhealthy relationships on the basis of these beliefs. And I had the misunderstanding that setting boundaries was all about controlling the behavior of other people. But that's not what boundaries are. You can't control other people's behavior. But what you can control is how you will react. And setting boundaries is about protecting your space, physical and emotional, and then setting expectations around that and how you will respond. So to have a boundary might look like, I need my sleep. I don't want to take phone calls after 10 p.m. And no one is going to know this bothers you if you just keep answering those calls. So to set the boundary looks like deciding how you will deal with those late night phone calls. You can't stop people calling, sure. But what you can do is say, my phone will be on silent after 10 p.m. because I need my sleep. Or just to let you know, I don't answer my phone after 10 p.m. And then do what you said you would do. So that's step one. And it can be anything it needs to be. If you're more than 15 minutes late to our meeting, I'll have to reschedule. Or I'd love to spend the evening with you, but I won't be staying the night. Or I don't feel comfortable answering that question. Notice what it's not. It's not, if you don't do the dishes, I will be angry and shout. That's not a boundary. That's trying to control someone else's behavior. When you set boundaries, you're honoring your own needs, your time, your bodily autonomy, your sovereignty. It's not about controlling others, but about making your needs an equal priority. So far, so good, but what happens next? Sometimes people around you get upset about you starting to have and enforce boundaries, especially if you've never done so in the past. And immediately this pushes against all those feelings that we carry around thanks to our conditioning. They're upset, we feel guilty, we want to fix this. Maybe I was wrong, maybe I shouldn't put my needs ahead of theirs, maybe I'm a horrible, selfish person. This is the hard part. And it's rooted in the mistaken belief that other people's feelings and choices are my responsibility. So two important parts of everything that I share with clients are around, firstly, radical self-compassion, and secondly, radical self-responsibility. So what does radical self-responsibility look like? It looks like taking full responsibility for your own actions and feelings, and not taking responsibility for the actions and feelings of other people. So you've set a boundary around your time or your body or whatever it is, and someone's upset about it, and now you're feeling guilty. You probably know the first thing I'm going to suggest for this. First thing is to have some compassion for yourself around how you're feeling. Just feel into that sensation of guilt, just getting curious what's there. And often I find that underneath the guilt is fear. They won't like me anymore, I'll be abandoned, I'll be alone. And have some compassion for yourself around that fear. If you've been brought up to believe that pleasing others by abandoning yourself is the only way to get love, of course it's going to feel scary to stop doing that. Absolutely. So reaching out with compassion and with love to that scared part of you that doesn't want to be alone. And maybe even reassuring them that you will always be there. You will always love them. And from this more centered place, you can respond to your upset friend or partner or colleague with kindness while still holding that boundary. So I hear that you're upset that I can only stay an hour tonight. What's coming up for you? Allow them to take responsibility for their feelings, their emotions, their actions. And this can be a dialogue and maybe the start of a deeper and more conscious relationship where you both take radical self-responsibility, and how beautiful that can look. Or maybe it won't, and maybe this will be the end of a relationship, but the start of a deeper, better relationship with yourself. One where you don't abandon your own needs. One where you recognize that you too are important and deserve your love and care. Do you want people in your life who don't agree that you too are important? Not everyone has to like you, and that's okay. You can learn to like yourself and to look after your own needs while still being a kind and caring person. So I encourage you to look at your boundaries. Where do you need to protect your sacred no so that you can really feel into your sacred yes when the time is right? Do like this video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to hear more. With love.